What's up, everybody? My last video, I mentioned losing my job, and I told you that I would share how it happened with you. It's a pretty messed up situation, but it is what it is. Well, it goes back a few weeks ago. One of my coworkers came in drunk. He's a northerner. There's about 8 of them there, but they weren't. I wasn't really tripping on them. It's 8 of them and me by myself. Whatever happened. But for the most part, it was all good up until this point. So this individual comes in drunk and probably coked out. Now I know he does coke because he asked me to score for him before, but I told him don't come at me sideways like that. Well, he comes in drunk and probably wired or on a come down. The manager notices and he tells him to come and work with me. And the reason why is because he can keep an eye on him. So he's helping me with one of my machines I'm building. And I was building machines that made boxes and those little containers that carry strawberries, no plastic containers. They're called clams. So I built the machines that made those. So he comes and starts to help me. And we get into a discussion about a measuring tape and a level. I was leveling off my machine using the measuring tape. I felt it's the best way. You measure it from the floor all the way around. So no matter what floor you put it on, it's going to be level. He uses a little bubble leveler. And I told him I thought my way was better. And it triggered him. He started talking shit. Started saying that I didn't know what I was talking about. That he had more experience. He just went on and on. He's drunk, so I just let him talk. Well, he gets louder and louder. He gets upset because I start to laugh at what he's saying. So he gets louder and louder. Then the manager comes over and find out what's going on. So I tell him. And when I tell him what's going on, we're talking about the level and the measuring tape. This guy, he starts talking more shit, some way out shit. And since the manager was there, he started acting like he wanted to fight. And the more he was being held back, the more he acted like he was trying to get away. I was just laughing. I squared up on him, but I was just laughing. He's just rambling and rambling. So finally, I'm starting to get fed up with this dude. And I tell the manager, I said, look, well, let me back up a little bit. He starts calling me a fucking idiot and telling me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And it went from there to, I need to shut the fuck up. Then it went from there to he's going to fuck me up. He's going to beat the shit out of me. Then he's going to do all this stuff to me. And I'm just laughing at him. I mean, at any point, I could have just knocked him in his fucking mouth. But I held back. And I'll tell you why in a couple minutes. So he just goes on rambling and rambling, running his mouth, talking shit. Finally, I tell the manager, I said, look, if he comes within my reach, I said, I'm going to bust his face. So don't let him come where I could reach him. And so he's trying to get around him. So, he's trying to make it look like it, but he's talking loud. And I tell the manager, I said, look, I'm going to go outside and smoke a cigarette so this dude can calm down. So I go outside and I still hear him in there yelling that he's going to fuck me up, that I'm a fucking punk, and, Now, usually, I'm going to get off first. I ain't going to let nobody fucking get off on me first. But the reason why I didn't is because my last case, it was a three strike case. So I was total with all the charges I was facing, like 100 years to life. But at that time, it was like 95, 96. At that time, the law with the 3 strikes changed a little bit, where they gave the judge more power so he can sentence you to whatever he felt was right. And my case was an ex-felon with a gun. Wasn't even my gun, but that's another story. So I ended up getting 22 years with half. My priors were federal. They still used them as strikes, but as far as going to state prison, it was my first time. So he gave me 22 with half, and this guy, as he goes on saying he's gonna do this and do that, and me knowing that if something happens, either if he fucks me up or if I fuck him up, and they call the cops are gonna run my name. They're gonna see I got you know some strikes, and they're gonna get they'll wash me up. So then I call the manager to see if he calmed down, and he hadn't. The manager tells me just go home, and I'll have the girls from HR call you up. So I said, well, why I gotta go home? Send his ass home. See, he's the one fucked up. You know he's fucked up. But this is his boy. They're tight. So he's not gonna pick me over him. And I know that they're homies. So I said, all right, whatever, fuck it. So I went home. About 2:30, they called me, the HR, and asked me if I was going there for a meeting. And I said, yeah, I'm cool. I'll go in there. And so when I show up back to work, he's in the parking lot. Now me, I was already tired of hearing his mouth. So I'm 53, and I felt like I was like 25. I was ready to just fucking just chunk him with him. And I got off my car, you know, but he didn't say shit. So I would walk to the office. He goes to the office. We get in there, and they tell us that they were told that we had a misunderstanding, an argument. If, but if we're cool now, I said I've been cool. You know, he's the one that was tripping. And so they asked me what happened. I said, why don't you ask him what happened? Because he did all the talking. So they asked him. He told them everything that happened. Now, what he told them and what happened, it's not what the manager had told him. The manager just told him we got in an argument, but he was trying to cover up for his boy. So I let him do the talking. And when they asked me what were my thoughts, and I told them, I said, look, the only reason why I didn't break his face is because I'm a three strike candidate. I said, and whether I get the best of him or he gets the best of me, I said, if the cops happen to come, they're gonna take me. They're gonna wash me up over somebody being stupid. All I'm asking is for you guys to document everything that he just told you. Him threatening me, him wanting to fight me, because if something happens in the future and I got to do something to this dude, I want it to be documented so it would cover my ass in the long run. Now, this is the first time that they found out that I was a felon or that I've been to prison. So I don't think they like that too much. And when I told them that, I said, that's all I'm asking. Document everything just to cover my ass. So they said, okay, they were going to document everything and, just leave it as it is. But I know that they still didn't like it because when I went back into the shop, for some reason, they didn't want me in the parts department. They said I couldn't go back there no more. And they didn't want me checking out any tools. If I needed a tool or if I needed a part, I had to go to the manager or go to somebody in the parts department and they can get it for me. So I already knew what they were tripping on. They were tripping on because of my record. They thought I was gonna fucking start stealing shit or I was stealing shit. And I knew that. I felt it. It's just the way they were acting. Plus the manager, that's his boy, so he's gonna look out for his boy before he looks out for me. and I knew that already. So I didn't pay it no mind. I kept an eye out on him, you know, in case he tried to snake me. And about a week goes by, and it's already time to go home. So I go across the way to the other building to get some ice because they got an ice machine. And I was getting the Monster drink. The Monster drink got stuck. So I went to get my ice because I was about ready to clock out. Went and filled up my cup of ice. And when I came back, I shook the machine. And when I shook the machine, I started pushing the coin return button just to maybe rattle it, and it'll fall. That didn't happen. What just happens is that the machine had a camera, and they saw me shake the machine. They saw me push the coin return button. But what they said, and the reason why I got fired is because they said that I was stealing, and they got me on video. I knew I wasn't stealing, but that's what they said. I tried to argue with them. It didn't happen. I told them, I know what's going on here. You guys are covering up for your boys. That's cool. I ain't tripping. It is what it is. But I know I didn't steal, and I know that I will be contacting a lawyer. And I did get the video from the vending guy. He sent me the video, and there's no way I was stealing. They started saying that there was thousands of dollars worth of items missing, and it's all bullshit. That was just their reason to get rid of me. And it's fucked up because Christmas time, you know, right now, I can't get shit from my son, you know, and he understands that. He knows I got fired. But it's something like that, an incident like that, that can get us put back in prison, and some of us for life. And it can happen, you know, any given time. It just takes one idiot, and it takes your reaction. Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because we have to be able to think before we act. And as long as we do that, we can avoid situations like this. I could have cracked this dude. I could have fucked him up. I know I could have. But I would have got fucked in the end. So that's why I got fired. And that's why I'm telling you guys, because an incident like that can be our last on the streets, that is. So if you enjoyed this little video, I just thought I'll share it with you guys. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. You know, I really appreciate you. And don't get me wrong. I know a lot of us have our morals. A lot of us have our reputation that we have to live up to. And a lot of us just don't play that shit. I didn't play that shit. And for the past few days, I think to myself, I should have just fucked this dude up. But, you know, that's just the other side of me thinking. I know that they would have called the cops, and he might have even called the cops. I don't know. I don't know what kind of dude he is. But then I would have been the one, you know, kicking myself in the ass. The main thing is you have to look out for you. You have your reputation, and if you want to live up to it, you know, you can. But be smart about it. You know, if somebody really needs an ass whooping and you want to give it to them, you know, take it to a blind spot. You know, do it a different way. You know, let them take off on you first. I don't know. Everybody's different. You know, but I think back, and even though I know I would have been asked out, you know, there's a part of me that says, you know, I shouldn't have let that happen. Now, nobody looked at me any differently. My other coworkers, they didn't look at me any differently. A couple of them told me that they thought that I was gonna take flight on them, but you know, they understood when I told them I can't. You know, I got everything to lose. I don't know what he has. I don't know what he has to lose. You know, I got a family. I'm retired. I'm retired from that shit. my boys wanted to go over there and fuck them up, but I told them no. I got 5 boys, and they're not gangbangers or nothing like that, but they're they can put it down if they have to, you know. But I told them nah, you know, shit like that isn't worth. It's not worth it, you know. You can fuck your whole life up like that. You just gotta look out for yourself. You gotta make good judgment. Make decisions that's gonna benefit you, not hurt you. You know, some of us got kids, some of us got wives, families. You know, you got to put them first. You know, you got to look out for you first, but at the same time, you got to put them first, and you got to understand that um, you're not gonna hurt yourself. Not only are you gonna hurt yourself, but you're gonna hurt them, probably even more. Especially if you got to get locked up over some shit like that, or over anything. You know, our main goal is to stay out, not go back. And you have to think about that. And anybody that can't respect that um, probably shouldn't be hanging out with you. You know, because it's the goal isn't to, you know, get caught up in some shit and make yourself look good to your friends. You know, the goal is to stay out and, you know, keep each other out. You know, if something don't have to be done, if it could be avoided, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, it took me a long time to realize that. You know, that's when they say we grow up, is when we can make a decision that's not gonna fuck us, but it's gonna benefit us. That's what they call growing up. Well, like I said, I just wanted to share that with you guys. You know, some of you probably were wondering how come I got fired when I mentioned it. Um, I got some lawyers. I got 4 lawyers on it, and there's some other stuff that played out, but not nothing to do with this guy. It was some other stuff that me and the higher ups in the workplace had some words about before, you know. But that would have made this video a whole lot longer, and I don't think you guys want to hear about that. That was more of employee rights shit. But if you enjoyed this video, hit the like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. And I was thinking that my next video, I was thinking about it. The last few videos I've been saying I was real busy. I was gonna tell you guys why I've been busy, what I was doing, and why I was doing that. It has to do with I'm gonna say a foster son. My foster son, he was murdered, and his body was dismembered, and I was gonna share that with you guys. It's a sad story. It makes me angry, and I think you guys will be touched by it. So I'm working on that. So I'm gonna put that one out next. With that being said, I'll get at you guys later. Hope everybody's doing good. Enjoy the weather. Where I'm at, it's raining like a motherfucker, but I love it. Hope everybody's in good health. Hope everybody's safe. Peace. I'm out.